Greetings in love and kindness, family. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only Conscious Self-Healthcare educator and host of the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation radio show. Every Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Community, this is your time to share your wellness stories and how you move from disease care to conscious self-health care. I want to hear your story. We want to hear from you. Join the conversation each Wednesday. Call in and share how you shift out of chronic disease care stress. Right here on innerlightradio.com, the healing frequency. This is Dr. K, and I am looking forward to our conversation. So call in and share. Health is consciousness and healing is a function of consciousness. Come on, family. It's time to rock the world with the new frontier of conscious self-health care, while I share my wellness story with you right here on innerlightradio.com, the healing frequency. Greetings, family. Are you taking those deep, deep breaths with me? We're going to groove to the music today. Sit back and relax. You're dancing with me. Oh, we're going to let it play a minute. Take those deep breaths now. And move your body to the beat, physically or mentally. You get the same outcome. You know how you feel when you dance, fam. You feel good when you dance. 7/25/2018. Dancing. Moving to that beat. You can keep that beat going right in your mind and keep on moving and grooving to it right on in time. Because that's what I got to do, because the body is vibrating so high today that I'm just going to sit back and groove to some music with you today. I didn't want to just do a rebroadcast show. I said, even though my body is in this heightened state, because you all know this tuned in regularly, you know what I'm doing. I'm moving through and healing from this hemorrhagic stroke, and we're in the, what they call the Heron's Law time of this particular cellular malfunction, and the body is reversing itself as it's correcting itself. And this week, woo, it's been a mighty, mighty, mighty week. Back to those first 2 months with me. But that's all right, because that's part of the healing process. So like I say, we're going to sit back and we're going to take some deep, deep Kundalini breaths, and we're going to think back on all the good things that happened over the week. And, you know, we're just going to sit back and take those breaths today and meditate on ourselves and all the things we want in our life and what we're doing to achieve those things. Because right now I'm on a path of healing. And letting the body rejuvenate itself. And in doing so, I got to do some self-correcting. And sometimes we're going to feel those disturbances, those cellular malfunctions, that vibration as the body corrects itself. And that's the state that I am in right now. And so, like I said earlier, I said I'm not going to do a rebroadcast show. I'm going to walk through this with my community and let them know that sometimes you just got to sit back and just relax. And we can do that together. So if you're tuned in and you're able to sit back and take those deep, deep breaths with me, and which you can, even if you're driving, you can sit back and take those deep, deep breaths and tune into yourself and still pay attention to your surroundings. So that's what this time is all about, as I am in this corrective phase, and it is definitely a corrective phase that I am in, family. So you know what you got to do. You got to take those deep breaths and move and flow with things, not in disharmony with things, and honor what the body is doing and how the body is self-correcting. So I'd like to say thank you for coming to dance with me. I'm your host, Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only conscious self-healthcare educator, and you're tuned into my real-life radio show, Heart to Heart Healthy Living. This is the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation Radio Show, and I'm sharing with you how I'm moving through cellular malfunctions and how you can do the same thing, drug-free, disease-free, and worry-free. We don't have to be concerned about the name of it. We just have to let our body process and know that we're giving our body the things that it needs to self-correct itself. And that starts with the attitude of self-love, self-care, and self-respect. And that's what we do here as we share with you 21st century health tools to assist you with letting your body, human body, feel correct itself through the things that we need to encourage it to do that with. And it starts again with a state of consciousness. And that's what we're doing today. So I thank you for taking that break and relaxing and dancing with me. That breath of self-care, self-love, self-respect, and coming to dance with me. We got to sit back and we got to relax. No matter what you're going through, when you find yourself in that heated state, and when you find yourself in that excited state, when you find that you're about to give your power away to people, places, and things and situations, that's when you want to sit back and take that deep, deep breath and tune into yourself. Because, you know, we never give our power to people, places, or things. It's all about tuning into your divine self. And taking that deep, deep breath. Not only does the breath relax you, relaxes all the cells in the body, but it gives that added breath and life to that lymphatic system, that purification system in the body that allows, the system that allows the body to relieve itself of all the inflammation that's in the body, no matter where it came from, through food, through stress, through your own mind, through your environment. That's what it all boils down to, is a state of inflammation in the body. And we got to help that lymphatic system, get rid of that excess fluid and that excess sodium in the body. We got to, as they say, you know, sometimes people call it like, you know, the old washing machines where you used to feed the clothes through and you see it ring and all the water comes out and the clothes come out with less water in it. And that's what we got to do. We got to activate those lymphatic vessels to purify and liquefy and change that dynamics of the fluid in the body. And so that's why we breathe, to give it that added speed and that added gusher to the lymphatic system, to help it do that within the body, because that's the truly way the body purifies itself from many ailments that it's going through. And like right now, I've been doing everything to activate that system to get it working at its best. I'm at that state right now and it's doing its job. So who am I to complain about something that I've created in my own body to help my body purify itself and cleanse itself? So I have to move through it. You know, sometimes it's more exciting than I would like for it to be, like today and yesterday and the other day too. But I take those deep breaths and I'm thankful that my body can allow itself to correct itself. And no matter what you're going through, family, that's what we need to do. We need to sit back and we need to think about it, you know. And as a lymphologist, certified lymphologist, doctor of lymphology, I tell you, going through this hemorrhagic stroke experience has really brought out all that information in me and had me go back and renew my information, look at some of the data that's out there and what's going on. And you know, I decided that after this broadcast that I'm going to really be doing a lot of articles I'm going to share with you on the lymphatic system from different people's perspectives and point of view of why that system is so important in the body. Because what triggers inflammation in the body? Many, many things trigger inflammation in the body, from our emotions to stomping our toe, to the foods we eat, to the things we say, that environment. It triggers inflammation in the body. And they say it is the cause of all distresses in the human body. That excess fluid, that excess sodium, from the top of the head down to the big toe, that fluid in the body. So, do individuals that eat a plant-based diet, do they create inflammation in the body? That's a question, because people say, well, if you go back and you eat a plant-based diet, you won't create inflammation in the body. That's just saying that inflammation only comes from food, and inflammation comes from a lot of things in the body. So that's just one thing. And if I were to just eat plant-based diet, would that take away the inflammation in the body? I know people now that been on a plant-based diet for 30, 40 years and having all kinds of issues. The bottom line is inflammation in the body. So what do we have to think about? What choices do we really make? How did I heal from a hemorrhagic stroke? By understanding that process as a lenthologist. And know that we can get into that state no matter what. No matter what's going on. Sometimes you can be so happy, you can have so much joy that you can do the same thing. You can create inflammation in your body, So we have to think about that and what we're doing. And when we feel that we're in a distressed state, how do we want to correct it? And the things that we need to be doing. Is it food-based? Is it thought-based? Is it nutrition? What are we doing? What choices do we make? I say it's an individualized thing. Yes, the body processes the same. Everybody's body processes the same. But what makes that process work individually is the individual state of consciousness. So what state of consciousness are you in? And how are you going to respond when those cellular malfunctions come up in your life? Are you going to run scared? Are you going to tune into yourself? Are you going to take a look at what you've been doing for an extended period of time? Because some people take nutrients and supplements for a long, long time and don't put anything else in their body. They just do one thing. And sometimes that can stop processing the body and cause all other kinds of problems within the cellular structure of how things are processing. So we need to really sit back and think about the things we're doing and how we take care of our body. And that's what I want you to do today with me. Sit back and have a successful relationship with yourself. A successful relationship with yourself. Thinking in terms of finding the right person within inside of you that makes your life better, makes your life more fulfilling. Because if you give that power externally to any person, any situation, any event, you're going to keep searching outside of yourself for that joy and that glory in your life, and you won't sustain it. And it'll shift things in your life because you got to have it for your life, for yourself, from yourself. That's why I tell you each and every Wednesday about that self, putting that self in front of those words. It changes the vibration. It changes things. So I want you to sit back and take that deep, deep breath. And Jamal going to set up. We're going to take a station break. We're going to listen to a commercial. And then we're going to listen to that song I wanted to play last week. We're going to listen to that song. We're going to tune into ourselves. We're going to think about our family. We're going to think about our increase. And we're going to think about your breakthroughs. Because you may have had a breakthrough, but you were so distressed and so concerned in the other direction that you didn't even see your own breakthrough. And you may have to take a step back and reevaluate some things that happened over the past week in your life. And maybe you was moving so fast that you didn't realize that you had a breakthrough because you're living externally. And you got to live internally in this external world and create that balance and peace and harmony so you can display that out into the world. So we're going to sit back and hear a commercial, and you can come dance with me and become a part of the Nest family, the Wellness family, and you can tune into yourself through this song. So thank you.
Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindset of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit the website forcelllife.com, the number 4CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. Call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation, 202-248-7749.
means war.
Breathe.
Come on, put your hands together.
Power in the breath.
You can't have my family. You can't have my increase. You can't have my breakthrough. You say you can't have my, you can't have my, you can't, I plead. I plead the blood. There's power in the blood. I plead the blood. Healing in the blood. I plead the blood. Deliverance in the blood. I plead. Here's what you gotta say. This means war. Whenever the enemy is attacking in your life, you gotta say, this means war. You can't be breaking down and falling out. This means war. You're gonna break out your prayer, break out your words. This means war. You're gonna break out some praise. This means war. Last time. This means war. Somebody clap your hands. It's a wrap. That's all you got. That's all you got. That's all you got.
Oh yeah. Taking those deep breaths. Natural vibration. Natural high. Oh yes. Stand in rhythm. Stand in balance. That's right. You got to know who you are. You got to stay in balance. You got to understand the sequence and the balances that you need to bring about in your life. Oh, yes. Says, I won't turn back no matter the attack. I plead the blood. The power is in the blood. And we talked about that last week. How the power is in the blood, what feeds every organ in the body. So what's in your blood? What's in the vibration of the blood? What's in the energetic movement of the blood? How your body is feeding itself. And it has a lot to do with your thoughts and how you're thinking and how you're viewing things. And that song just gives me power and it gives me strength, because when you think about war, you got to think about with ascension. Restores it all. With ascension, you restore it all. With ascension, you restore it all. With ascension, you restore it all. You raise your vibration, you raise your consciousness, you tune into the frequencies of the vibration of the true frequencies of life, and you can move through it all. So when you think of war, you want to think of the fact that with ascension, you restore it all. That means you got to rise above it all. Whatever you think that looks like an attack that's against you, you got to turn it around and know that it's not against you. It's against whoever's putting it out to you. And it's for you to recognize, understand how you can shift your vibration at all times. Like sitting there listening to that song and knowing that the state that my body is in right now. And I was telling you how I was so excited because with the earphones on and my body is not vibrating so much that the music is pounding in my head. But today is all vibrating and I still see it in love and kindness. It's a strong vibration. And why shouldn't it be? Because I'm doing everything to shift the frequencies and the vibration within my cells to let them get back to normalcy. So that means they got to go through some phase. They got to go through something as they shift and shake off all not what's supposed to be around the cells, all that's not supposed to be nourished in the cells to create this imbalance that my body is going through right now. And I'm telling you, the same way I was saying when I was interviewing or talking with Debbie and Literal Ventura, who was the recipient of the Community Visionary Award, and I was sharing with her a couple of weeks ago when she was on the show accepting her award, that sitting back and allowing the body to do what it needs to do, and using the My Health device and looking at that myofascial system. And that's what my vibration is tuning to, because this web of a system that links and connects everything within the human body together. I'm telling you, it's a deep part of a stroke. And understanding how that system works and that web that it weaves and connecting the tissues and the tendons and just everything in the body, because it's the underlying web that connects everything. And sitting back and studying and reading that system and supporting my body more and just feeling these vibrations, I still say it's an awesome time learning more about the brain and learning more about how the body can self-correct itself from this particular state. It's very interesting, and the emotions that I'm coming in and out of, because as I shared with you last week, and working with the Nest Total Wellness System, and I'm tuned into the emotional side of what I'm going through, and so I'm helping to bring all those emotions up. And like I shared with you, old emotions is coming up and asking me to look at them and say, are you really sure that you dealt with these things, and how you really moving through those things. That's how we heal. We have to take the opportunity to sit back and look at the many things that we've gone through in our life when they come up, and not push them to the side. Because the emotional side of things is how we truly heal from what we're going through, because it has a lot to do with what's going on with whatever organ that is showing you the cellular malfunctions in the body. And so we can self-correct those things, and that's what this is all about. So I thank you for coming to dance with me each Wednesday on Wellness Wednesday. Those that come live and sit back and breathe with me, and those that listen to the rebroadcast show and sit back and breathe. And let a smile be your umbrella. That's what I'm doing now. There will be rainy days. This is one of those rainy days, but it's a healing day. It's a conscious self-health care moves day. Mental observation view is essential for self-success. And that's why I like when you come and dance with me. Take the time to shift out of chronic disease, care, stress. Quantum health and healing is the key. It's the answer. And we want to sit back and we want to recognize that. So take your deep breaths. Thinking about that song. Oh yeah, you can't have my family. That's the family of humanity. That's community. We got to not give the struggles and the strifes and the things that's happening in the world that takes you away from yourself and takes you away from harmony and peace within your family, within your community. We got to let those things shift our energy, because that's what they're designed to do, to make you fret and worry about things of that nature. When you live in harmony, when you support the good things in your life, when you tune into those things, all other things dissipate. That frequency is no longer strong. And that's how we move through it all. When we connect as one, we become united. We don't have to worry about it. We work as a family. And my increase becomes your increase, and your increase becomes my increase, because when you increase, I increase, because we're working together, we're working in harmony, we're working in unison. No one has to have more than the other one. And if you do, you want to make sure that those that don't have what they need. So it's time for us to work collectively as a body, as a unit, through humanity. But since we got to be dealing with this race thing and this separation thing, then it's time for all people that believe they're of a different hue than of the lighter hue. Then it's time for us to come together and work together and to share our increase. And when you have a breakthrough, I have a breakthrough. And when I have a breakthrough, you have a breakthrough. And we share that breakthrough. And we keep that pathway open. And we allow many people to walk through that pathway. So I say that to say that the global international boycott that was offered through Black and Eyes Inc. by its founder, Humam Abdul-Malik, this global international local boycott where we tune into ourselves first, honor yourself, love yourself, respect yourself. get that back out into your community. And then as a community of African Americans, of black individuals, we began to work together. We pull our resources together, no matter where we are located in the world. And we began to support one another. And we can do that as Black People's Comedic Boycott. That's pound, Black People's Comedic Boycott ham. It's a hashtag to honor the boycott that started on July 1st, and it ran through July 22nd, I believe, to bring awareness to what we're doing, to unify and to support each other around the world. And with that hashtag, no matter what you're doing and no matter what country that you're in, we can support each other. We can look out there and say, I'm in need of this, somebody's in need of that. Go out there and we can see no matter what country you're in. And to end the boycott, it was really a great opportunity for Muhammad Abdul Malik with his brother and associate over in the UK that has his own radio show, and he's throughout many countries. And to understand that people in several different countries have heard about the boycott, and it's for the boycott. Because why? Because it's about self-love. It's about self-care. It's not about hatred. It's not about being angry. It's not about being frustrated. It's not giving your power over to things like that. But when you unite with one understanding of love and respect and harmony to allow each of us to move in this world in a harmonious way, then we all will have what we need. But sometimes we got to do it collectively as a group of folk. And it's time for us to rise. It's time for us to take back our righteous thinking, to take back the things we need to allow us to move together and not feel so separated. And that's throughout the world. And if you afford that kind of understanding, if you are part of an organization, if you have a business, people can buy from you and support you, then you want to use that hashtag, pound Black People's Comedic Boycott ham, and just put your tagline in there, say what you do, so we can keep this movement going around the globe, and knowing that no matter where we are, that there is support. And you can share this hashtag out with people, because it's time that we unite. It's time that we uplift the Black community. It's time that we be committed to our own ascension, to our own greatness. And we have to do this together in harmony and peace. And that's why I support this boycott, because it's time for us to do that, to work together and to look at it as a channel for peace, of love and harmony. And take that deep breath. I just got one of those heavy vibrations. So take that deep, deep breath with me and think about what you're doing that you want to share out with that hashtag, that you want people to understand that they can count on you at this point for this opportunity to assist. And once we have that network built up, people will have an avenue to go and get support. And like I told you last week, there are ancient libraries buried in our DNA, and you don't know what you're holding on to that you know that's supporting a small group of people, that if you would attach it to that hashtag, that would help somebody else, because it's about community building. It's about building up a community to know that there's opportunities no matter where they are. When you think that there isn't, there is. And even though some people may not be on the internet, and word of mouth still travels, it still works very great for all of us. And so we want to take that opportunity to share that information so that we can support people. So again, let that smile be your umbrella, because there will be rainy days. And when you have those rainy days, you can sit back and you can take those deep, deep breaths, and you can tune into yourself. Tune into yourself. Challenge yourself, your greater self, to tune into heaven one-on-one. And ask yourself, what is wellness to you? 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 Answer that question. Go to my website, Conscious Self-Care, ConsciousSelfcare.com, and answer that question. I got one of those books that's about to be released. And if you share what is wellness to you, and it can benefit somebody else, it could be in that book. So go to that website and look around, step up out of the dark ages of disease care. It's time to leap into the new frontier, conscious self-health care. I have those devices out there. One, I can work with you around the world, no matter where you are. You just buy that remote device, and you can help yourself, your family members, your colleagues, your friends, step into quantum health and healing, working with the human body field, which is one of the ways that I have assisted myself through this hemorrhagic stroke, and loving every minute of it. And then I have the Max Pulse system that reads the autonomic system, parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, to let you know what's going on and let you know what state your arteries are in. Because a lot of vegetarians and a lot of vegans think they got clean arteries until they do this test. And then they find out that they don't. And then they ask themselves, what's going on? I'm not eating meat. A lot of people think that meat is always the problem to everything that goes on to the body, and that's not always true. And a lot of times when you do go through things in the body, the first thing they want to tell you to do is stop the meat. And sometimes it may be the answer to what you need. You know, you never really know, because the universal frequencies of life put plant, animal, and human here to create a balance, peace and harmony within the body. And so I want you to sit back, and I want you to think about those things that you haven't been thinking about lately, and what you're doing to better the world, to better yourself, to better your family, to better your environment. What are you doing? What have you been doing? And how are you extending yourself out into the community? But again, it starts with you. So we're going to sit back and take a station break again and listen to some music and relax our soul.
Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindsets of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K. 202-248-7749. Visit the website forcelllife.com. The number 4CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. Call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation. 202-248-7749.
We need love and unity that will make a better community. Oh, let's help one another. All of my sisters and my brothers. Come on, let's help one another. All of my sisters and my brothers. Let's show love and respect
not sure if you can hear me. I think my headphones just messed up on me. Can you hear me, Jamal? Can you send me a message? Let me know you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Royalty, royalty, power to the chosen people. Bible in my hand, word inside my heart, and pain before my eyes. Broken people wanting to believe in something, looking for a light, trying to find the truth. But we give them doubt, saying we do something we don't. Hurting people, saying we do things that we won't. Wolf in sheep's clothing with a cross on his chest, taking people money, promising to be blessed. But power to the chosen people, who at one point wasn't viewed as an equal. His own chosen people, royal priesthood. That you've been called out of the dark into the marvelous light. Do you know who you are? Royalty, yeah. Once we weren't the people, now we are the people. Do you know who you are? Royalty, 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 yeah. Royal. Would you let them call you those things if you knew you were a queen?
I'm glad you can hear me now.
And my brother, would you be out there risking your life for green paper if you knew you had it all already?
So thank you for tuning in to the Conscious Self Healthcare Hour Conversation Radio Show. And that was a little bit of Can You Hear Me Now? Can you hear me now? Because sometimes we get that static on the line like that. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? And you want to make sure you're tuned into yourself and that you can hear yourself and the vibrations and the frequencies is coming back to yourself. I am responsible for my thoughts, my words, my actions, which create my results. I think thoughts of health, peace, and prosperity. I speak words of love and kindness. I take action with knowledge and wisdom. I'm tuning into myself. You got to thank the power that be. You are the beloved one. In terms of the disease-mongering thoughts, disease-mongering is the practice of medicalizing every possible human behavior or psychological function that can be identified. From fear of public speaking, fear of not taking prescription drugs, to pregnancy, and almost every human mood, emotion, and condition or behavior is now considered a disease of one kind or another. And Lord, I know, I say, give me a break from it all. We are human beings having human experiences. We're going to go through some things, but they don't have to classify it as a disease or a sickness. The sole purpose of disease mongering, of course, is to sell more high profit prescription drugs, since drugs are only deemed by consumers who are convinced they're suffering from some sort of disease. The obvious strategy for expanding big pharma sale is the expansion of disease definition in a way that encompasses practically everyone. Psychiatry, too, has expanded disease definition into the murky realm of behavior or emotions, where so-called diseases have absolutely no pathology, no diagnosis tests, and no rational foundation whatsoever. So I'm saying to you, family, community, and friends, the human body is going to experience some things, but it's time for you to recognize that it's through your states of consciousness and how you're taking care of this body that you may need to shift and take the time to do something different and realize something different and make a change in your life like that. Static on the line. You got static on the line. You got static on the line. You got no signal. You got weak signal. You got no signal. You got weak signals. You want to have a steady flow. You want that energy to flow. You want that light to stay lit. You want that spark to stay sparked. You want to keep breathing the breath in a harmonious, balanced way. The breath of life activates the tree of life, that lymphatic system. And so I'm going to be sharing with you over the next 4 weeks different articles talking about the lymphatic system and how powerful that one system is to the human body and your existence, and how when you move that excess fluid, that excess sodium, you make a shift in your life. And I'm going to close out with this poem because I haven't done this one all year, and we're 7 months into the year, and it's all about stepping up. Are you ready to step up, family? Are you ready to tune into yourself? Are you ready to shift out of chronic disease, care, stress? Are you ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your personal health care prescription plan for better health and wellness with me, the one and only conscious self-healthcare educator? Then just type in that name, Karen, Khadijah, Davis-Foulks, Foulks. See how you can connect with me, become your own wellness doctor. And let's step up out of the dark ages together, and let's raise a generation to better take care of themselves, because it's all about thinkonomics. We got to remember that, thinkonomics. So step up now, family, and come back and tune with me next week on the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation Radio Show, right here on Wellness Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare, but my mind couldn't think how to let the words rhyme or the lyrics flow. The human body fluids need to move like the oceans of the world, fluidity, flowing, free of stagnation, blockages, and lack of quality oxygen. The human mind needs to reach its greatest heights and think like an eagle and realize the dream. I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare. Or really, is it just disease care or dis-ease care? Nevertheless, I'd say, wake up everybody, time to think a new way. Wake up all the doctors, allopathic, alternative too. Wake up, it's time to practice a new way. The human body needs to move, needs to be nourished like the oceans of the land, fluidity flowing, free of stagnation, blockages, and lack of quality oxygen. The human body needs to be nourished from the greenness of the land. So go live, go green, get healthy, and you will get lean. You see, I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare, but my mind couldn't think how to let the words rhyme or the lyrics flow. You see, family, community, and friends, the Pastorian and Darwin's age has now seen its last days. You have to step up to the future and fly like an eagle as you reach a greater level of wellness today. So come join me on this friendship train. And oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, we're going on a Harriet Tubman's ride. A ride to freedom from pharmacide and nutricide. And yes, oh yes, that sad, and I do mean sad, standard American diet. So come ride with me as you set your mind free. Shh, shh. Now, take a deep breath and listen here as I whisper in your ear universal truths that you will hold so dear. Because the secret of health care is now being revealed. You see, family and community, it's about cellular ecology and the new paradigm, informational health care. So step up out of the dark ages of disease care and leap into the new revolution of quantum health care. I am Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and I thank you so much for coming to ride with me as we get on board this train of healthcare freedom. Because family, you don't need a ticket. You just get on board and you let freedom ring. You got to let freedom ring. You got to let freedom ring from the truth twisted with a lie to keep you on that righteous, on that unrighteous train ride. So I implore you to find and take back your righteous thinking. You see, I implore you to find and take back your righteous thinking. Conscious living through living consciously is the key. I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare, but my mind couldn't think how to let the words rhyme or the lyrics flow. So I put it in the words in a little book, and I called it Step Up Out of the Dark Ages of Healthcare. So I want you to get your copy today and transform your life. I say transform your life. I say transform your health. I say transform your being, not by forcing change, but by the renewing. I'm talking about the renewing of your mind. And like Reverend Ike said, it's about thinkonomics. It's a way of thinking that gives you the opportunity to learn the truth about yourself. So you know what they say, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Don't think in terms of sickness and distress and despair. Hold on to that vibration of life that's within you, that's around you. And let it fill your heart and let it fill your soul so you can vibrate at a higher frequency and we can work together in oneness around the world. Because when we stand together in oneness, when we stand together as a unit, when we stand together as a family, I'm telling you that trickle effect is going to support each and every one of us no matter where we are. And we can support each other and we can help each other. So remember that hashtag, Black People's Committed Boycott Ham, and let's work as a unit around the world and bring some peace and harmony and love into our lives. And thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to you joining me again next week on the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. The lines will be opening soon, and maybe you'll be ready to share your story with me to assist someone else as I am sharing mine. And through the week, family, take a moment and be still and take those deep, deep Kundalini breaths and activate that snake at the base of the spine. And let it nourish your organs and let it nourish your systems and let it vibrate you into a new vibration of self-love, self-care, self-worth, and self-respect. Have a blessed week. And thank you so much for tuning in to me. Wow, family, that was a great show. I want to thank you so very much for tuning in to the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show right here on NLI Radio. It was a pleasure having you tuning in. Now, you must tell a friend to tune in. And if you haven't called in and shared your wellness story, don't you think it's time that you help somebody with your wellness story? Call in, share your story, join the conversation. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and I invite you to visit my website, ConsciousSelfCare.com. Or you can just go to the number 4, the word CELLLIFE.com. Leave me some information. I would love to talk with you. And once again, I look forward to you joining us next Wednesday right here on the Conscious Self Healthcare Radio Show. It's a conversation where we uplift each other, where we share our wellness stories so we can help someone move from disease care to conscious self-health care. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you next Wednesday.